Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Disc Golf Examiner. My name is Brian Keegan, and I'm your host today as we're talking about the Pittsburgh Flying Disc, um, the Ice Bowl here in 2021. Joining us today, we have sponsor of Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf, J. Gary Dropcho. We have TD for the tournament, Mark Prostopnik, and of course, joining us from the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, we have Lisa Scales. And Lisa, we wanted to interview you first and talk to everybody about what this tournament is benefiting this year, the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. How are you doing?
Well, it's been quite a 10-month run for the food bank since mid-March when we first started to respond to the pandemic. It's really been nonstop for us. So happy to spend some time with you tonight and really appreciate all the support we've had over the years from the disc golf group and the Ice Bowl. It's such a great event.
It really is. It was one of the first events that I ever attended, and it has a very fond memory in my mind because it's always pretty snowy out there during this event. But Lisa, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank and what you do in the community. Can you kind of give us a little bit of a rundown of what you do and a breakdown of how far you guys reach out?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, we're actually in our 40th year of service to the community. We serve 11 counties in southwestern Pennsylvania. We go up to Lawrence, out to Somerset, and of course, Greene, Fayette, Washington counties. We do not serve Westmoreland County. They have their own service area. We're both members of Feeding America, the largest domestic anti-hunger organization in the country. And through Feeding America, each of the 200 food banks is assigned a service area. Ours happens to be 11 counties in southwestern Pennsylvania. We have two one-county food banks in western Pennsylvania, Westmoreland and Mercer County. But we serve, with that in the 11 counties, we have a network of almost 600 partners, and they're mostly food pantries, but also partners that provide prepared meals like a after school program, a soup kitchen. And then we have groups that sponsor the summer food program. We have new community partner organizations that are providing emergency food boxes. On average, we're serving 110 to 120,000 people every month.
Wow. And has that increased from last year, I imagine?
It really has, and actually the Feeding America is projecting that due to the pandemic, there's a significant increase in the number of people who are food insecure this year, a 42% increase in the number of people who are now food insecure. And so hunger and food insecurity has been a significant problem for many years, but because of the pandemic, as we've all seen the lines of cars, people waiting for food, that has increased dramatically with so many of our neighbors out of work and facing an uncertain future.
Wow. Well, I do have to say, if you are watching this and you are interested in helping out, you can actually help by donating to the Pittsburgh Flying Disc using their PayPal account. They have pittsburghflyingdisc@gmail.com on their PayPal. And you can just put a note on there for the Ice Bowl. And as we'll find out later, the proceeds are going to help the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. Lisa, as far as you this year, how have you guys been surviving this? Is there, obviously donations are a big part of it, but how much would something like this help the Greater Pittsburgh Food Bank?
This is tremendous to have a fundraiser and to have the support of this group. And I know many of you who are watching and listening right now, you've supported us in past years. We're so grateful for that, but particularly this year as we respond to the pandemic, it means so much. For every dollar donated, we're able to provide 5 meals. But just to give you some appreciation of the scale, in mid-March, almost overnight, the need increased dramatically. We started that week of March 16th, instead of having 15 people come to the food bank in a day. So we'll have people just show up unannounced for food at our warehouse. We started to have 75 people show up. We started to receive hundreds of phone calls from people who were in desperate need of food, people who were recently unemployed and were looking for food assistance. They were not already tied into a food pantry and they needed to know where to go. We had 10 times the number of hits on our website, on our Get Help map. Those are a few indicators of how significant the need was. And then, of course, when we had to determine new safe ways to distribute food, and we started our drive-up distributions. The first one we did, I'll be honest, we really didn't know what we were doing, March 18th. And we backed up traffic for miles from Duquesne, where we're located, to McKeesport, the next town over. And so, we had thousands of people coming to our drive-up distributions for food. So having this support, knowing that we're serving more people, and frankly, we're having to buy more food, the shelf-stable items, the items we take for granted, peanut butter, pasta, canned fruits, canned vegetables, those items are not normally donated anymore because of changes in food manufacturing. So we've had to expend 3 times as much in our food purchases recently than we this year than we did last year.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you guys are really hustling out there and trying to, do as much as you can for the community. We all really appreciate that, and we hope that this year's Ice Bowl can really contribute to that. So, as far as if anybody has any questions, they want to look more into this, or if they need assistance, where can they go to kind of find out more about this?
The best place to go is our website, which is pittsburghfoodbank.org. And if you need help or want to provide assistance through financial donations or volunteering, that's the place to go. There's a Get Help button at the top of our webpage. So if you're in need of help, we're still operating as we did back in the spring. We're still conducting 11 drive-up distributions every month. We're still providing extra service at our warehouse facility. We now have 5 full-time staff handling phone calls because the number of calls continues to be great. So if you need help, please reach out to us on our website. And if you want to provide support, that's also a place to go. Whether you want to volunteer, we are in need of volunteers. We just added a 3rd shift at our repack center in our warehouse. We're now packing emergency food boxes 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's how great the need is. So if any of you are considering, well, should I participate this year or not in the Ice Bowl? I would say the need has never been greater than when we opened our doors. And we opened our doors because of a significant need when the mills closed in the late 70s. So ironically, 40 years later, the need is so great now, just like it was when we first opened our doors.
Wow. Well, Lisa, guys, if you're listening right now and you want to donate, once again, all you have to do is go to the Pittsburgh Flying Disc at gmail.com on PayPal. Just send it your money with a note for the Ice Bowl. All that money is going for the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. Lisa, I want to thank you again for joining us. It's such a pleasure to talk with you all the time. You do great work.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support.
Yeah. Well, you have a good day, and we're going to go ahead and I'll send you off here, and I'm going to go ahead and talk with the tournament director in one moment.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lisa. All right. So that was Lisa Scales from the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. And we have to move on here to tournament director Mark Prostopnik. Mark, how are you doing today?
Hey, Brian, I'm doing pretty good.
That's awesome, man. I am so excited for the Ice Bowl. As I was telling Lisa, this is like the first tournament that I was ever a part of. You were running it then. It's kind of like traded hands over the past couple years, but you're back at it again here with the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, and this year, like Lisa was saying, very important. What is our goal? What is the idea this year for the Ice Bowl?
Okay, well, just first, let me start by saying this is our 20th annual Ice Bowl, so it's kind of a momentous year. Given everything Lisa said with the pandemic, it was, I felt kind of compelled to jump back in and do whatever I could to help them out and try to make this a great event. This year, we're going to do a flex format. And given the pandemic, we thought we'd make the tournament available to more people over a longer span of time. So it will run from February 6th through February 14th. So our goal initially when we set out was to raise $4,000 for the food bank, which would have been well over our previous high. Well, I'm happy to say right now today, we are right about at $4,000 in terms of our fundraising. So
wow.
It's great. We're at 129 registered disc golfers, which will be our new record. We have tons of additional contributions beyond the initial $20 entry fee. So I really thank everyone who's pitched in a little bit extra. Like Lisa said, every dollar goes a long way, and it feeds hungry people. So it's super important that everyone's stepping up and answering the call, really, to help our fellow citizens. And I'm just really happy to be part of this event. It's awesome.
Yeah, and like I said, we've been doing it for so long. It's amazing that it's been going on this long. This year, like we said, going to be different. It's can you give me the dates again there, Mark?
Yeah, the tournament is a flex format, and the first day you can actually play your round will be February 6th, Saturday, February 6th, and the tournament basically runs 9 days. So all the way to the end is Sunday, February 14th. So you can register online through our disc golf scene page that I'm sure if you haven't seen it, we'll make sure it's shared out to everyone so they can get that registration link. But yeah, that we'll have all that information there.
We will. Yeah. It'll be there at least after we get done with this.
And let me specify actually, and you could play your round any time during that 9-day period, provided you have a group of 3 to 5 people who are registered for the tournament. So at any point during that 9-day span, you can play your round. We're using the UDisc app this year for all the tracking of scores.
I love that.
We're going to put together a quick little information piece on how to use disc golf scene, how to use UDisc to track your round for those who aren't familiar. I think most people are already familiar with that, but we'll be sure to provide that information. We'll have a league page where you join. You check in essentially when you're in the UDisc app, so then it pulls in your score right into the tournament. So it's kind of cool. It'll just load it all up for us. There's no check-in as far as like signing in on the day of the tournament. The only thing you do to check in is you would already had to pre-register, and then you just check in within the UDisc app to actually kind of sync it up with your round with the tournament.
Very good. I actually want to bring in Matt. He's been patiently waiting here backstage. This is Matt Brungo, your co-tournament director. Matt, how's it going?
Right, there he is.
Going well, thanks.
Thanks for joining us. This is your first year kind of running this event, right?
Yeah, Mark brought me in, convinced me to give him a hand, and he's kind of been showing me the ropes. It's my first time as a tournament director, so it's been a fun ride so far. One thing we haven't talked about is we have a raffle going on, and that's one of the things. If you want to donate a little bit more, you can donate into the raffle and get more chances. And a lot of people have been really generous and putting up some prizes. So
we're gonna have to talk with Jay Gary about that here in a minute too. We might as well bring him in. Might as well bring in the tournament sponsor, Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf tournament sponsor, Jay Gary Drop Show. Jay Gary, how are you doing today? Oh, I think your mic got muted.
Oh no!
You just got to unmute your mic. It should be right down there at the bottom.
Yeah,
there we go.
I'm good. See, I'm even better now that
you can hear me. So, how are you doing today, Jay Gary?
Really good. Yeah, had a good day. I was out at one of the courses doing some course work, and now on the call promoting this event, which is going to be the biggest we've ever done. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I am really excited about this year as well. I do like this open format that we have here. We were just talking about the raffle here, Jay Gary. Are there certain prizes here you want to tell us about?
Well, Grip It Rip It is donating the first two prizes in the raffle, and the first prize is a new Innova Disc Catcher Sport 24. It's a 24 chain portable basket. It's I think it's the best portable basket on the market, and catches great and looks good. And the first ticket drawn in the raffle is going to win this basket, and Innova will ship it directly to that person.
Yeah, that's a yeah, right. You got to figure out which way to point.
Yeah, right. So
it's that direction.
So that's the first prize, and then the second prize is an Innova Traveler, which is a really cool basket that folds up into a bag like the size of your your picnic or your lawn chair, and you can take it to anywhere and set it up and practice your putting or set up a little portable course. So that's the second prize, the Traveler basket.
Nice. And I was just thinking, this is really one of the only tournaments that we have at Schenley Park during the year, right? This is your one chance in the year to really have a great fun time competing at Schenley. So
yeah, that's a good point. And actually, I was just checking with UDisc, who we're going to be doing the scoring for the Ice Bowl with, and they pulled their UDisc recorded rounds at Schenley Park for 2020, and it was 13,759 recorded rounds at Schenley Park last year. By far, the most I would say popular course, in all of the Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania area. In fact, up until the end of last year, was the most popular course in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Had just I think it was overtaken by a Sedgley Woods course in near Philly. But maybe through this Ice Bowl, we can regain that status.
We got to take it back from Philly, right, guys?
Getting all these UDisc rounds recorded for the Ice Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They couldn't really do it at hockey, so they.
Right. Oh well.
Hey, Matt. Let me just. Excuse me, Brian. I want to thank Jay Gary and Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf. I think we failed to mention Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf is the title sponsor for the Ice Bowl this year, and that was made possible by a generous donation from Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf. So thank you, Jay Gary, for doing that, and also for donating the basket, the grand prize that we're going to do. I should mention too, if you don't mind, Brian, we're the raffle and how that will work. You mind if I explain that?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Everyone who's registered for the tournament gets at least one raffle ticket into this grand prize drawing. And as Matt has mentioned earlier, there's several other prizes that you can win as well. But we also, I think you probably saw if you haven't registered yet, but if you go to the registration page for the tournament, you can actually get more raffle tickets based on how much money you donate to the tournament. So you'll have another option if you haven't registered to add additional raffle tickets to contribute more to the food bank. So if you haven't registered, please go register now. Stop waiting. Just jump in. The water's warm.
So I guess Tom Thornton's commenting that he's got a Cloudbreaker 2 donation, I guess, right? Is he donating one or is he getting one? I don't understand.
We've had a lot of people step forward and donate to our prize pool. Matt's been going around collecting all the items that people have generously.
Yeah, Matt, what are some of the other prizes that you've got lined up for the other raffle prizes?
Geez, off the top of my head, I know that just this weekend, Matt Rozier donated a buzz and a shirt with a mini and a hat. Eric Nichols donated 2 discs. I think it's an MD4 and Millennium Falcon. We also had another, name's escaping me, maybe Eric Lynn donated a handful of discs. But there's a number of other people I got to meet up with this week. I expect that I'll keep announcing them on Facebook. I really want to thank all the people who are donating. And, keep it coming. If you have something you want to see, you want to sponsor a lot in the raffle, contact either Mark or me through our event page, and we'll find a place to meet up, and you can sponsor a lot.
Yeah, we've had, speaking of donations, we've had a number of people donate $20 on top of the registration, $50, even $100 on top of the registration. So I really want to make sure we thank those people for making this our biggest dollar amount we've ever raised for this tournament.
And what Lisa was saying, each dollar can be turned into 5 meals.
Yeah.
So that's 500 meals right there. That's amazing. So as we want to bring this up again, if you're just joining us, this year's Ice Bowl is benefiting the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. If you would like to donate, you can donate to the Pittsburgh Flying Disc at gmail.com on PayPal, and just leave a note stating that it's for the Ice Bowl, and those proceeds are going to go straight to the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank and benefit the community. So, Jay Gary, this is the first tournament of the year that you've sponsored. You've been a huge sponsor of so many tournaments in the area. What do you think about this tournament? Why do you feel like you wanted to be a sponsor of this tournament?
Okay, well, should I say because I won it in the past? No, the food bank is really important. I mean, in Pittsburgh, we need help. We need to help our brothers and sisters and our neighbors. And so this has just been a tradition of Pittsburgh Flying Disc to do this, not just the Ice Bowl, but to make the food bank our charity sponsor or beneficiary, I guess. And we're part of thousands of these Ice Bowls that are going on this winter time in other communities all around the world, really, where they're raising money for their local charities and needs as well. So it kind of ties us together, when a dark and cold time of the year. It's something that the motto of the event, no wimps, no whiners, kind of rings true for us. So we get out and play. So it's always fun to play. And Shenley Park's always, it's our oldest course in the area. And it's always fun to get to see people maybe you haven't seen since the last Ice Bowl. They just play once a year, perhaps. I know I'm trying to round up a couple of different groups to play over the course of the week, Some people like Will Graves, who was our PFD secretary a number of years ago, and was a staff person for our Pro Worlds at Deer Lakes. And so I called Will up and said, hey, let's play the Ice Bowl round. So he and I are going to play around together with a couple other people that haven't seen for a while. And I'm actually hoping to, even though just one of my first round, I guess, will be the one that actually counts for the score in the event. It's really not about, who has the best score necessarily. It's how much money we can raise for the food bank.
I will say that when we did cover the Ice Bowl a couple years ago, that is still one of our most viewed videos. People really love Shedley. And actually, I was there a couple weeks ago. I might actually have a video I release later this week, a little course preview for the 2021 Ooh. Ice Bowl.
Hey, Brian, can you edit out those all those missed putts that I had in that
time? I think I'm going to keep them in. I think, poor Red that day, though. So, Matt, I wanted to ask you, is there anything else you wanted to mention about the Ice Bowl? Anything that we should be aware of coming up?
Not specifically. We're just going to keep working. I think you'll keep seeing it promoted on Facebook. If we could really push in the next week, we've got 150 registrants signed up. I think it'd really go a long way towards making our financial goals. As Mark said, the goal we set at the beginning, we've hit. We're moving. We want to keep going and really do what we can for the food bank, especially in this year with the community need. So it's been a fun ride, and it's not yet over. And hopefully we have a lot of people out having a lot of fun in the first. I guess it's the second week of February.
Yeah.
Well, you probably won't mention it himself, but Matt and his law firms, made a donation to the food bank as a sponsor for this event, and you have some musical friends that are also. I
should mention the Colby's band, John and Bev Colby. They made a donation as a sponsor at the sponsoring level. And if you look at the description on the webpage, a link to their website is posted there. And they're, kind of new to the Pittsburgh area, but they're playing music. They've spent a lot more time in New England and New York. So new band to the area. Hopefully you see them out, check them out. They've also been doing some open mic, free to the public sets in Market Square during the pandemic, just to kind of be somewhere and play music and let people hang out. So, very cool band, and check out their website.
Awesome. Definitely have to check them out. Mark, is there anything else you want to add before we wrap things up here?
Yeah, just thanks everyone for the support so far, for registering. Tell your friends, get everyone to come out. Registration's open all the way through till the end of the event. So you could even go sign into Disc Golf Scene on February 13, pay your entry fee, gather your group of 3 to 5, and go out and play that day. So please spread the word about the tournament to everyone or even if you have friends or family who want to contribute to our fund that we're raising for the food bank, please contribute via the link that Brian shared earlier. But thanks everyone, and we look forward to an awesome tournament and crushing all of our fundraising goals. Thank you. Really. Thanks, and thank you, Brian, for doing this interview. It's nice.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Jay Gary, anything you want to say before we go?
Nope. We've said it all. I mean, I'll see you out there. I'll see you at Shenley Park.
Yes, I can't wait. I actually may play this year. Hopefully, that's the one thing. That's the one thing, Mark, that I really, really, really like about this is that now I get a chance to play. It's usually,
You're filming. Usually filming. Right. Okay. Well, then you are playing.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I'm definitely in. So definitely, I'm gonna grab a few other people to join my card. I think we'll see what's open. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Disc Golf Examiner, talking about the 2021 Pittsburgh Flying Disc Ice Bowl, sponsored by Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf. Thank you so much to all of our guests that joined us. We're benefiting the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank one last time if you would like to sponsor, or I'm sorry, if you would like to help donate to the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, all you have to do is send your money to pittsburghflyingdisc@gmail.com on PayPal and leave a little note. It's for the Ice Bowl, and all those proceeds are going to go through the Ice Bowl to the food bank. So, well, that's going to do it for us. So until next week, guys, keep banging
the chains.
Yeah. We'll see you next time, guys.
All right, see you
Have a good
all.
one.
Yeah.
We'll see you.